Yeah, just tuck the cable in.
I don't know how you're going to get away with my not talking about myself and my work for another minute, but I'll just say that with the creation of my book, Sex and the Single Girl, which said it was okay for single girls to have sex, ooh, was that naughty? Well, that got a lot of talking about and created kind of a hullabaloo. New York Times bestseller list for 52 weeks, blah, blah, blah. So it wasn't that Deep Throat was the first time anybody talked openly about sex. And in my magazine from 1965 on, we talked openly about sex. And maybe it wasn't dinner party conversation, but young women at least were talking about their sex lives. And I think they were talking to their men friends about what was going on between them. So to repeat, Deep Throat was a little bit naughtier. It had a little bit more specific footage than films had ever had before. And yes, probably it did encourage people to talk about their sex lives, but it wasn't the first time they had begun to do that.
Can you just talk a little bit about what it was like to publish that book at that time? In
In 1962, I was doing television promotion for my book, trying to sell more copies. And do you know, you couldn't use the word sex on CBS in the daytime. So if I wanted to mention the name of the book, they'd have to hold it up in front of the camera, which is okay with me. Then I went to a resort up in the Catskills to sell a few books, and they virtually threw tomatoes at me. They were very angry that I was there. It was kind of puritanical up there at this resort in the Catskills, and I got so much mail from people who thought I was ruining the lives of young women who read the book. I didn't read the mail. I was told that it was there. So it was pretty controversial, but like Deep Throat, it told the truth as I knew it. I didn't interview thousands of women. I didn't send out a questionnaire across the country. I wrote about my girlfriends and me, and we were a pretty good cross-section, I think, at the time. If you were a single woman and like 28 years old, no husband, you might as well go to Grand Canyon and throw yourself in. Life was pretty hopeless. If you were having sex, you were a female and you didn't have a husband, forget Grand Canyon. Just go to the kitchen, put your head in the oven. Well, I knew that was totally ridiculous. I said that you didn't have to be married to have a good life, and B, you didn't have to be married to have a good sex life or a sex life. I said you don't have to tell everybody about it. Just shut up. You can talk to your girlfriend. But it was quite revolutionary in that young women were not supposed to have sex, but they were, and they'd been doing that for a long time. It just didn't start happening in 1962. It simply wasn't permissible. I would think what it is about blowjobs that gets everybody going is that men enjoy them so much, and women are happy to accommodate and go along with this enjoyment. This is a personal opinion. I think men enjoy what's done to them sexually with their sex organ more than women enjoy cunnilingus, which is him doing things to you. Therefore, the reason there's such a hullabaloo about blowjobs is that he likes it, and by being rather proficient, she can endear herself to this man like practically no other activity in the world. She can be a good listener, she can be a good dancer, she can be charming and wonderful, she can please his mother and his father, be good to his friends, but nothing is more meaningful to him, I believe, than what she can do with his penis. And this is getting very raunchy, this discussion, but it's not just what she does, the so-called blowjob. She's not exactly blowing, she's SUCKING and doing other interesting things, but just a so-called hand job where she's just manipulating and looking at his beautiful penis and saying, that's so beautiful. And then when it spurts out with ejaculate, she can say, oh my God, I never saw anything so wonderful. So that's done with just manipulation, as well as if he's inside her mouth, that's okay too.
Right.
And I'll just mention that ejaculate I've always known was good for the complexion. It's full of babies. It's full of protein. It's full of plasma. And to rub it all over your face and neck and chest, a lot of women know that that's a good thing to do, not for him, but for you.
Moisturize as well at the same time.
And it moisturizes as well.